Reuters.
Many South Africans found it hard to believe the news that the country's leading reggae superstar, Lucky Dube, was dead. But on the 28th of October this year, the reality that he was gone sunk in during his funeral in KwaZulu-Natal. Lucky Dube was gunned down in front of his 2 children during an attempted carjacking in Johannesburg. All of his 7 kids attended the service. His widow Zanele was completely covered, as is required by Lucky Dube's Shembe Independent Church. The religion is a mix of Judaism, Christianity and Zulu culture. Though his funeral service was open to the public, his family requested that he be laid to rest privately, and this was as far as we could take him on his final journey.
All the time, risking rejection from my own people, yeah.
43-year-old Lucky Dube began his career 25 years ago. He recorded 22 albums in English, Zulu and Afrikaans. Lucky Dube's music mostly tackles social issues. This song, called The Way It Is, talks about leaders who forget the people who voted them in once they're in power.
What I sing about is not just things from up in the sky. What I sing about are things that are happening to people in their day-to-day life.
Lucky Dube was well known around the world. In 1996, Africa Journal caught up with him at a concert in Rwanda. The country had just experienced genocide 2 years before, and Lucky hoped that his music would help people here.
We wanna talk about some serious reggae business. We wanna talk about some serious reggae business.
My message has been clear from the time I started doing music, that it deals with peace, it deals with unity. And when talking unity, I don't mean just unity amongst black people, but I mean unity amongst every human being that is alive.
Go anywhere, people will say, you say South Africa, they'll say Nelson Mandela, Miriam Makeba, Hugh Masekela, Lucky Dube. From clubs in Holland to Japan to Jamaica itself, he was huge, and it was his performances as well. He just captured, and he maintained a professionality and a standard and a charisma and a polish for his entire career. He never faltered.
Nikki Blumenfeld hosts a show at a popular radio station in Johannesburg. She says that though some radio stations here prefer Western music, many have been playing Lucky Dube's music since his death.
What's amazing for me is the broadcasters didn't play Lucky. Whether it was television, radio, he just didn't feature. But I know for a fact that up until a couple of years ago, and it might even have been over the last few years, it's just that I know it for a fact up until a couple of years ago, he was still the biggest selling artist locally.
Lucky Dube's CDs and DVDs are now in high demand. When we visited this music shop, they only had 2 CDs left, the rest was sold out.
These past few days, the sales of his music has gone up so much. It shows how much South Africans appreciated his music, loved his music. And I say to youngsters, don't stop now. Have a collection. Remember such a person. He meant a lot to all of us.
Respect the Rasta man, 'cause he's the only one left in Jackie.
Lucky Dube and his band were inseparable. At a tribute concert held in his honor in Johannesburg, they played without him for the very first time, aware that they now face an uncertain future without him. Many at the concert condemned Lucky Dube's killers. 2 of the 4 men arrested in connection with his killing are from Mozambique.
Something that hurts me most, that Lucky has been killed by 2 South Africans and 2 foreigners. That hurts me most. About how come we're being ruled by foreigners in our country.
Giant screens were put up outside the concert for those who couldn't get in. Many here say that Lucky Dube's murder is a wake-up call for South Africa's government to tackle the country's rising crime rate. There were almost 20,000 murders here between the year 2006 and 2007.
Crime is crime. Punish the killers, punish the murderers. But you cannot turn around and say it's because people are coming from outside. The jails in South Africa are full of South Africans. They have committed the worst murderers. They have killed most of our people we value.
The government must stand up. Must stand up because we don't have a security for our life. That each member of the government has got his own security. What about us? We're dying daily.
All over the continent, people reacted to Lucky Dube's death. Jamaican reggae group Steel Pulse were preparing for a concert in Abidjan, Ivory Coast.
The loss of Lucky Dube has been a sad loss for African music, world music, black people music, and music general all the way across. It's saddened to know that, you know, such atrocities goes on where, you know, I'd imagine it's black killing black. Our heart goes out to him because we did so many tours with him in the United States.
His death is a big blow, but the fact is, Rastas never die. We understand our mission, and we rest where we have to go. But I'm sorry for people who think that we are going to react in a certain way and become frightened. On the contrary, we get stronger. By assassinating Lucky Dube, they have made him stronger.
Many in Kenya's capital, Nairobi, remembered Lucky Dube fondly.
I felt so sad about his death. And he was one of the guys who started music when he was young. And his music had a lot of message that made sense. So when he died, it was a big hit, especially to the fans of reggae.
I will miss him a lot because he somehow united the youth. If you notice, everywhere he would go, he was a people person. In fact, his songs were not just songs to be listened to by one person, but by many people, because there were songs where you had to dance while jumping, showing that you were happy.
Lucky Dube's fans around the world are determined to keep his legacy alive. But what many of them in South Africa hope is that his death isn't in vain, and that it can help bring down the country's alarming crime rate.